For another taste of the good life, here are Jack Stevens and Jodie Eisenhart on Livin Large.
With a couple of crazy artists in the studio today. Jack, this is fun. We're having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. We had some really great artwork when I was out and about and having dinner at Hawthorne. And we discovered the art was done by a local artist, Taft McWhorter, and gave him a call, and here he is. And who knew that there was so much great stuff attached to his current work?
Right, because not only do we have Taft here, but we have legendary artist, sculptor David Adickes, who did, the Sam Houston, that makes us know we're on our way back heading south when we're, heading back from Dallas.
Yeah, the actual size one.
That one. And he also did, the president heads when you're heading into downtown. And he's a legend from Huntsville, and he and Taft have become collaborators, and they have a show coming up on May 11th. It's sort of an invitation-only thing, but we really just, in general, wanted to have them on and talk about how two great artists come together to collaborate. So welcome both of you.
Thank you.
So how did you guys meet, and get things started?
Well, I think in the art business, artists are constantly going back and forth and meeting each other, and David and I somehow crossed paths and just got to know each other, started drinking beer together. And
that's to say, was it a bar in Tijuana or something?
Anything can happen at that point.
And this was a few years ago, and so you all knew of each other, but it was about a year ago, David, that you actually turned over some artwork that you had started back in the 60s, and you guys sort of collaborated on finishing it. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
And you said he wasn't quite ready. He was harassing you for a while, and he wasn't quite ready. And I said, how did you know? How did you know that he's ready? And you said, what makes you think he's ready? I thought that was pretty funny. But the work was a huge success, and you all had some amazing showings, and people really responded.
Well, tell us a little bit about some of the work that you had shown Taft. So you pulled this out. These were unfinished or finished works?
Unfinished things I started years ago. I had an abstract period. I've had it once or twice during my whole long career, in which I've had things that never got finished. He liked them, so he thought, give me one of these, let me see what I can do with it. We had a show about a year ago that was a great success of these collaborative pieces.
Okay, and how do you collaborate? So, Taft, how did you complete the works?
Well, I think it's important to know, though, that the truth is that I asked David for years to collaborate, and he continued to tell me that I wasn't ready and that I would mess up his artwork, which in a great way for an artist to get that honesty and have a mentor who is going to tell you the truth. When they say they like your work, then you know they like it. David will bring a piece to me. He will tell me kind of what he was wanting to do with it and what he sees my art participating with his art, and I'll take it back and work on it for a few days or a week or a couple weeks and take it back to David, and it just is a back and forth, almost a conversation in a way of the paint. And
so now you do this project that's called the Double Entendre, right?
That's correct.
What is that?
The Double Entendre is a new series. It's my book that comes out later this fall, where I collaborate with actual art enthusiasts. So they will pick lyrics from a song or verbiage that's meaningful to them. I take that, incorporate it into a piece of artwork, but also take the words that they've chosen in the lyrics and create a personal message that's from my heart relative to my conversation with them. So it's very much, again, a conversation between the art collector and the artist.
And I think, Jodie, that's probably got your attention, doesn't it?
I can't even tell you when I received the email just about having these guys on, and I saw the images, and we'll post some of the images on our website at Livin Large Houston. I was just blown away because I'm such a huge music fan and I'm very lyrically driven. And the fact that you create this piece of art and then the lyrics are created inversely, is that how you describe it to me?
That's correct. So I create a piece of abstract art, and then I'm actually painting around the outline of the letter. So each letter is the abstract art that's underneath. But each personal message has a lot to do with kind of where I'm at in life and where the person that commissioned the piece. For example, one of the main pieces in the collection is We Are the Champions by Queen, and the actual message within it says, "My time has come, you brought me, thank you, we the champions fight for the world." So this is me saying that my art collectors and I and the other artists and friends and family, they were kind of on this journey together. And I've come to a place where I think I can make a difference, and that's what I'm doing.
And so you have a song that's so meaningful to you, and then you get this interpretation from Taft and those, that specific color and those words that you just have to see it. It's incredible. So I'm
How many commissions are you going to do? How many? Come on.
I asked. I said, and there was a deadline of like May 31st because of this book. You have a whole book of these coming out, which will have, I guess, exactly how many as there end up being.
Right now, we're at about 20.
Okay, well, there's going to be 21, and just
possibly 22.
Possibly 22, because that is very powerful to me, and it's so stunningly beautiful. And then the lyrics obviously provide that the meaning, and then the message that you layer on top of that, I think is I'm pretty blown away by it.
Well, this is another connection where I have with David Adickes as well, is that David has done figurative work for many, many years. And we got to talking one day and decided to do a collaboration based on the Double Entendre series. And David created a portrait of Louis Armstrong. And the lyrics that are over Louis Armstrong are "What a Wonderful World." Mm. And so you actually see this image through the letters of this amazing Louis Armstrong painting that David created. It's very magical.
Well, the combination of the two of you, I mean, your energy is very cool. Obviously, you have a lot of fun together, and you have a lot of mutual respect for each other's art. I mean, it's, what more could you want from a collaboration than this?
So you guys are going to be showing this at basically some art enthusiast showings, right?
Actually, what we're doing is David bought his old high school in Huntsville, and we're taking a bus tour up to Huntsville to the museum, David Adickes Museum, and we're going to show a series of collaborations.
Well, you turned his high school into a museum. I mean, I love that you did that, David. And then, so it's going to be there, and by appointment after that if people want to see the works. And then you talked about bringing it back to Houston.
Right. About a month later, we'll bring it back to Houston and have a closing opening, or an opening closing, I'm not sure which it is, in my new building, which is under construction. We got the roof on just yesterday, and the building will not be totally finished. Will be finished enough to have a big show over there. But it's a big building on Nance Street.
But this new building that you're doing, can we expect more showings and fun and collaborative efforts from you two?
Absolutely. The building is really built for the large sculptures.
Okay.
The building that I had, where I did all the big ones that you're familiar with, I sold that building.
Okay.
And so now I built another one that's more appropriate. It's kind of like a small blimp hangar or something. It's a very big room with big doors.
And what do you have planned? What are some of your future things you're planning?
Some big new sculptures coming on. I want to do a big one of Charlie Chaplin, because I'm a Charlie Chaplin fan.
That's cool.
And I've got a commission to do several bronzes and possibly a giant astronaut for Webster, Texas. We're talking to the NASA people down there now.
All right, we have David Adickes and Taft McWhorter. They are some wonderful, legendary local artists. You can find out more information at livinlargehouston.com.
There's more of the good life ahead with Jack Stevens and Jodie Eisenhardt on Livin Large.